Hey everybody, this is Keith here of Euphoria Pictures. Welcome back to my channel. Right folks, so this is going to be a simple pickup video. I'm going to be showcasing all the 4K releases that I've gotten in the last week or two. There's not too many. There's probably 6 altogether, 4 of which are Steelbook editions. One of them is an Arrow Video release as well. And it goes without saying, I will share my thoughts on the movies and of course the 4K transfers. Well, not on all of them, on 4 of them. 2 of them I actually haven't seen yet. And God knows when I'm going to get around to watching them, but I thought I would showcase them in the video, make you aware of the releases, show you exactly what it looks like. So I'm going to jump right into this. I'm going to start with the Arrow Video title, and it is Friday the 13th Remake. Now when I say remake, it's technically covering the first 3 movies, because the opening sequence to this is basically covering the entire first movie. And then when you see Jason Voorhees in it, he's wearing the, the sack that he wears during the second movie. And then of course he gets hold of the iconic hockey mask. So yes, it's covering the first 3 movies technically. And it's a good remake, no question about it. Now, it's not one of my favorites. As a matter of fact, it would not even crack into the top 8 Paramount releases that we got, the first 8 movies. And it's only because I just have such a nostalgic tie towards them. I just don't feel as nostalgic towards this one. And maybe the Friday the 13th series is one of those series that belongs in the 80s. But I think they did a wonderful job with this one. Now, Arrow Video knocked it out of the park once again with this release. The slipcover is absolutely beautiful. I'm loving the newly commissioned artwork that you get on this one. Not only that, but you also get the theatrical cut in here, and you also get the killer cut in here, which is great to see, both on 4K as well. And the 4K transfer is an absolute stunner. It really is. If you're aware of this, the opening title to this, or the opening scene to it, is all done in black and white. And even during that segment, I knew we were in for a treat. And then all of a sudden, when it cuts to the colour, once again, the Dolby Vision shines through. Oh my God. I have never seen this movie looking as vibrant as it does. Whatever it is with these Friday the 13th movies on 4K, the Dolby Vision implementation just looks incredibly, so tastefully handled. And it just adds a certain vibrancy to these movies that we have never seen before. And if you're a fan of this one, I highly recommend checking out this 4K release. I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised by how good it looks. Not only that, but you also get a DTS 5.1 audio on this one. And it is a fun, active mix. All in all, a stunning release from Arrow Video. They never disappoint. So yes, that's the first title I'm going to be featuring in this video, Friday the 13th. Right, so up next is a Scream Factory title, and this one was a pleasant surprise. It is The Stepfather. Now, I remember seeing this back in the day, but my memory was very, very hazy on it. I just remember enjoying it, so I took a gamble on it. Thankfully, the gamble has paid off big time. I had a wonderful time with it. Now, if you're not particularly aware of The Stepfather, it stars Terry O'Quinn. He is a serial killer. And what happens is, he gets with a family, and it's almost like the family, he gets bored with the family, or they do something to irritate him, and then he kills them and moves on to the next. Just check out the opening sequence to this. It is horrendous, it really is. It just shows him getting into a shower. He gets out, gets dressed, packs his suitcase, makes his way down the stairs, and then all of a sudden you just see the carnage that he left behind. Like I said, very disturbing, but it sets the movie up so incredibly well. And I have to tell you, Terry O'Quinn is fantastic in this role. He plays the serial killer to an absolute T, and for that reason alone, I think it's worth checking out. He's such an underrated actor. Now, Scream Factory, for the most part, have done a wonderful job on the 4K restoration on this release. Now, I'm going to just say right at the start here, it is a grainy affair, and chances are, grain haters, you're going to hate how this one looks. But you can clearly see that the original source material was obviously in poor condition, and I think what Scream Factory have accomplished here is quite amazing. But once again, it is the Dolby Vision that shines through. When you see the colours on it, it looks absolutely beautiful. I don't think you're going to have too many complaints. Hands down, the best this movie has ever looked. Chances are it's the best it's ever going to look. Now, it comes with a DTS 2-channel audio on this one. Other than the dialogue sounding a little bit thin, I was quite happy with what we got here. It's by no means active naturally, so it being 2-channel, but I think it gets the job done. So yes, folks, The Stepfather, I highly recommend checking this one out if you haven't seen it already. Right, so up next is another Scream Factory title. It's a Steelbook release, and it's amazing that I've only gotten around to picking this one up now because I'm such a fan of the movie. It is John Carpenter's They Live. Now, I have spoken about this movie countless times on my channel. I'm not going to get into it here again. There's no question about it that John Carpenter was making a huge political statement with this movie. And I think at the time, there were certain politicians trying to get the movie banned because of everything that he was trying to say. You know yourselves, the rich keep getting richer, the poor keep getting poorer. And I think John Carpenter done a wonderful job with this one. Hands down, his most underrated movie. And another gamble that he took as well is casting Rowdy Piper in the role, and he puts in a memorable performance. But the one that stands out for me is Keith David. Now, everyone seems to think that The Thing was the movie that really kickstarted his career. It wasn't. Like, he got critical acclaim for that role, but he didn't work for years after it. And it's only when he was called in to star in this one, this is the one that really shot him off, and rightfully so. He is such a wonderful, wonderful actor. Now, Scream Factory have done an absolutely stunning job when it comes to the 4K restoration on this one. Studio Canal done one as well. It does look fantastic. This one looks even better. It looks almost modern, I am not kidding you. The level of detail that you see across the board in this one is stunning. And then, of course, you get those Dolby Vision colours as well. That makes such a difference. But the one true star of the show when it comes to this movie on 4K is the Dolby Atmos soundtrack that you get with this one. There's one scene that really stands out for me. It's the scene where the police raid in on the kind of the poor camp. And there's just that much activity going on because you have helicopters in the sky. And the way that the sound handles it all, it's all about placement. And it's done perfectly. I am not kidding. When you hear those helicopters above you, they sound like they're really above you and they're moving in that space. It is quite a good effect. And yes, the Dolby Atmos makes a significant difference to this movie. It really, really does. And if you have the means and the setup, I think you're going to be massively impressed with it. So yes, folks, They Live, it goes without saying, if you haven't checked it out, you really need to do so. Right, so jumping on to my next title, it's another Scream Factory release. It's another Steelbook edition. Now, I can't say too much about it because I haven't gotten around to watching it. God knows when I'll get around to watching it. But I thought I would showcase the Steelbook to you. It's a beauty. It is Army of Darkness, or Evil Dead 3, whatever you want to call it. And I've spoken about this series so many times on my videos. I think it's the perfect series. They haven't made a bad movie. The TV series was unbelievable. And it's a weird thing. It's almost like I almost want them to stop now with the sequels because I'm afraid that we're going to get that one bad movie that will tarnish this series. But this is probably my least favourite. But again, take nothing away from it. It is still a wonderful movie. And I honestly cannot wait to finally sit down and watch this one on 4K. The only thing that really disappoints me with this release is the fact that you only get the theatrical cut on 4K. The director's cut, the international cut, they're all on the Blu-ray. It's such a shame, and Scream Factory really have to stop doing that. But I'm going to quickly just show you the Steelbook, just so I can give you an idea of what it's like. But as you can see, it has a high gloss finish on it. There is so much going on here in terms of the artwork. Look at that. Even the color scheme to it is so unbelievably beautiful. And then when you turn around to the back, it's a bit more the same. Look at that. There's just so much going on. And it makes all the sense in the world when you open it up. But look at this. Look at that. It's probably one of the best steelbooks that I've seen from Scream Factory. And it's great to finally now have it in my collection. So when you open it up, that is your two Blu-rays inside, your director's cut and the international cut, or the television cut, whatever you want to call it. And then you've got the, what have we got here? Yes, so you got the theatrical cut on Blu-ray, and then of course the theatrical cut on 4K as well. So that's the Steelbook, folks, and it's a stunner. It really, really is. And if you are a fan of this movie and you haven't picked up this Steelbook release, I highly recommend looking into it. So yes, Army of Darkness. Right, so up next is another 4K Steelbook release. Don't worry, it's not a Scream Factory title. It is the newly released Long Legs. Just let me remove that J card because it's pissing me off. So yes, I went into this movie with high expectations because I heard so many great things about it. Unfortunately, I wasn't too crazy about it. It's a weird thing because it has a wonderful cast. Nicolas Cage in particular I thought was amazing at his overacting best, which we come to expect with Nicolas Cage, but it worked so incredibly well in this one. It drips atmosphere, it definitely has the creepy factor, and it is wonderfully directed. The biggest problem I had was the story. I thought it was boring, I thought it was bland, it moved at a snail's pace. And then when we got to the conclusion of it all, I was like, oh my god, the first thing I just looked at Ellen and went, really? That's what they're going for with this movie? And I have to tell you, is this comparison that they put out there, you know, comparing it to Silence of the Lambs, I thought it was a goddamn joke. The only comparison that I could make was the fact that the main girl in this one was an FBI agent, much like Clarice. But that's it. That's all I was getting in terms of Silence of the Lambs. But look, all I can do is watch it again. I'm definitely open to watching it again. Ellen's definitely not. And hopefully with a couple of more viewings, I will grow to appreciate it a bit more than I do now. I don't think it's a movie I'm ever going to love. But like I said, I'm open to enjoying it more. Now, the 4K transfer on this one is stunning. It's actually a demo-worthy disc. It really, really is. It looks exactly how we expect a modern movie to look. It's clean. It is just so unbelievably sharp. You got those amazing deep blacks as well. It's not the most colourful movie you're ever likely to see, but trust me, you don't want a movie like this to be colourful because you'll be taking something away in terms of atmosphere. So it is a fantastic 4K transfer. It does have a DTS 5.1 audio. No problems whatsoever. It sounds fantastic. It really does. Yes, it would have been nice if we got a Dolby Atmos soundtrack, but I'm not going to complain too much. It gets the job done. So there you have it, folks. Long legs. Not the result I was hoping for, but like I said, I'm open for it to grow on me. Right, so up next is going to be the last movie that I'm going to feature in this video. I haven't seen it yet, but I thought I would showcase the Steelbook release because it's a beauty. Let's hope the movie is as good. It is Twisters. Now, I've heard mixed things when it comes to this movie. A lot of my family members have seen it, and they said it was great. Might be as good as the original. Finding that very, very hard to believe. I have a few friends out there that have seen it as well, and they said it was a fun watch, but definitely nowhere near as good as the original. Now, that I do believe. The one thing that kind of annoyed me about it when I heard about this was the fact that there is barely any connection to the original movie, which I found a little bit disrespectful. But I am looking forward to watching it. I'm sure it's going to be a visual showcase. And if the Dolby Atmos that you get in this one is anywhere as good as the original movie, I know I am going to be in for a treat. So yes, really looking forward to checking it out. Now, I just wanted to quickly show you the Steelbook, just to give you an idea of what it's about. But you'll notice on the cover there, you've got the truck. I think you can see the twister behind it. And then, of course, you got the title of the movie. And you'll notice that the title is debossed on this one. And it also has a high gloss finish on it. It's a stunning Steelbook. It really is. And when you turn it around to the back, it's one of those Steelbooks that forms one picture. And as you can see, you get another tornado there. So I will open the Steelbook up in full and let's just have a look at it. But there you go. Yes, if you're big into your Steelbooks, I definitely recommend looking into this one. Absolutely beautiful. And that's the inside of your Steelbook. You got your Blu-ray and your 4K disc. So there you have it, folks. That's everything that I'm going to be featuring in this video. And like I said, really looking forward to checking this one out. Fingers crossed it is something that I'm really going to enjoy. So there you have it, folks. 6 titles in this video, and very, very happy with all my pickups here. The only one downside was long legs, but like I said, I'm hoping that in time the movie might grow on me a little bit. But look, they can't all be winners, unfortunately. But there you have it, folks. So as per usual, if you did like what you see here, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you could leave a comment down below. And please do share your thoughts on some of the movies that I showcased in this video. And yeah, I hope to speak to you all again real soon with my next video. Until then, I'll see you soon. Bye bye.